India and the United States have announced a temporary trade agreement, a stopgap deal that reshapes tariffs, energy ties, and the broader economic relationship between the two countries. Both sides say this is not the final pact but a step toward a larger, comprehensive trade agreement that is still being negotiated. The most immediate change is on tariffs. Earlier this week, US President Donald Trump had said Washington would cut tariffs on Indian goods from 50% to 18%. In return, India agreed to lower some of its own trade barriers and stop buying Russian oil. That oil decision was central to the negotiations. A quarter of the original 50% tariff was a penalty imposed by the Trump administration over India's continued purchase of Russian oil, which the US said indirectly supported Moscow's military actions in Ukraine. On Friday, that penalty was withdrawn after India committed to sourcing oil from the United States and Venezuela instead. The joint statement released by both the governments also clarified that India resisted American pressure to fully open its agricultural market. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today reinforced this point in a press briefing, saying that sensitive sectors had been completely kept out of the deal. According to him, India has offered no duty concessions on staples such as wheat, rice, maize, millets and ragi, and no concessions on dairy, meat, poultry, sugar, soybean, cereals or genetically modified products. He also said fruits grown in abundance within India, including bananas and citrus, would not be opened up, and that products tied to India's self-reliance push had been excluded from the agreement altogether. At the same time, Goyal insisted that the trade framework would not hurt farmers, MSMEs, handicrafts or handloom sectors. Not everyone is convinced though. The Congress-led opposition has criticized the agreement, arguing that it was negotiated largely on American terms and could hurt Indian farmers and small traders. The opposition has described the pact as one that compromises national interest. Goyal has framed the deal as an entry point for Indian exporters into the US economy, which is valued at around $30 trillion annually. He has argued that the agreement creates new opportunities for exporters while protecting core domestic interests. He also highlighted concessions that favor Indian exports, including zero reciprocal tariffs in the US for several agricultural goods, silk products and select fruits, vegetables, tea and coffee. On the import side, India will allow duty-free entry for certain US products such as select wines, spirits and critical technology components. This includes advanced ICT products like NVIDIA chips, AI equipment and data center infrastructure, which the government believes will help India compete globally in emerging technology sectors. Both governments say the temporary arrangement is a bridge to something bigger. The final and formal India-US trade agreement is expected to be signed by March this year. Once that happens, the revised tariff structure will officially come into effect. For now, this deal signals a clear shift, tightening economic ties with Washington, recalibrating energy choices, and setting the stage for a much larger trade relationship in the months ahead.